The whole atmosphere in the stadium is thick with nervous tension. And I think anybody who put money on Devon Law back in that famous Grand National in '56 would painfully remind you that even when there doesn't seem to be a hurdle in front of you, there is no such a thing as a racing certainty in any sport at all. Whatever else happens out in the field today, I think Rangers have to give their supporters the impression that they can lift themselves from that depressingly lackluster performance of last week. So free kick, and Andy McLaren, as I said, back in the side there. Going in there is Kjell Olofsson, the top goal scorer in this side. Way by Amoroso, and down goes the Finnish goalkeeper Antti Niemi. Bowman coming hard in on that. Little bit of slack play though by the German in midfield. Look at the way he didn't pick up somebody coming from midfield. Ferguson saw the open space. Perini. Laudrup almost getting away there. That's a very good looking ball, and there seemed to be collision there. Jury certainly didn't like it, but the referee simply turns away from that. Well, Dundee United, I think, must be enormously relieved. That victory last week at Easter Road effectively secured their future. Olofsson, good turn of pace there, and Niemi. He did for a moment seem rooted to his line. One of the best moves of the game so far, and Olofsson proving how dangerous he can be setting goals up rather than just scoring them. And he's already had 23 this season. McLaren, and in goes Albert. McLaren's there, and there'll be a free kick out of that. McLaren didn't like the attention. He does have a little bit of a temper from time to time, and maybe justifiably there, the two players going in. I think perhaps Jury most of all there, although Jury from that action went for the ball perfectly fairly. 25 minutes played as he swings in there as Richard Goff getting up to that well. There's Albert. He wasn't standing on ceremony. I think he was beginning to get the jitters like the rest of that Rangers defence there. Only one intention, get it right out of the box. Nicely swept across, Bowman. He'll have a goal! Well now. Again, the sun may have played a part in this. He seemed to go for it very late and then acted instinctively to push it away from the advancing player. So let's give him credit for that little supplementary flourish there. Looked as if he'd blown it, and then he did put it over. Played all this time now, 26 minutes, and that's Dundee United's first corner kick. And away goes Amoroso. This time he did intelligently hold on to the ball there, tries to send Laudrup away, and perhaps one or two beside him in that Rangers defence should learn a lesson from that. Big Italian trying to be constructive. Here's Laudrup. With them, Jenkins, and he got the corner kick. Albert's coming across with this. Away from the goal, Richard Goff was up, nobody behind him. Oh, given away by Stensas. Now it's 3 against 1, would you believe? The goalkeeper hesitated, McSwigan. All off balance eventually. Well, he had a wonderful chance here. As I said, 3 against 1. Now, here is what you call a fatal hesitation. He let it go just a bit too far to the left-hand side in that extra little bounce. Hence the elevation. Amoruso. Here's Laudrup, he's onside and he scores! Rangers have opened the scoring. For the first time in the game, he slipped his marker, putting that beautifully away to score his 5th goal of the season. It might not have been the easiest of angles. 31 minutes gone. Now this man has had any flaw in his makeup over the years for other clubs. It's 1-on-1s with goalkeepers. He's missed a lot of chances in his time, but not that time. Amoruso. Here's Richard Goff. Alberts. Delayed just that little bit long. He still has it though. Gattuso was right in the middle of the box. And back to Dijkstra. Amoruso all the time in the world, and Jury will go after this. Jury tries a little lob and goal, and it just passed. He did extraordinarily well there for a man, as you can see here, who lost his balance. And Dijkstra uttering a little prayer as he went for that. Rangers, I think, have now got the measure of the pace by which they can break this Dundee United side. Alberts, Al Ferguson. Perini won't get that. Yes, Perini saying he wanted the ball played to his feet, not ahead of him. Open up this time though, Easton. He'll try the shot at goal. Well, I think you'll feel better after seeing this one come rather easily at him. Getting a good grip. Gattuso. Gone rather quieter in the last 10 minutes or so. Now Alberts. Stensas going down the left-hand side. There's a run by Stensas. He's inside his man. And can he do it? Great save, Dijkstra. Well, I did say this man had pace, and he revealed it there. Blisteringly right past his opponent. Stensas all the time in the world to bring that down. Jury's on his own. There's Laudrup though coming up from the back. 4 Dundee United players round him. Seemed to be slightly touched on the hip there, and I think he does get the protection of the referee. But you could see the cluster of tangerine jerseys immediately surrounding him. Gattuso now, Amoruso up for the first header, and Gattuso just outside the box with the shot. You see Amoruso coming up, hovering to get that, and Gattuso outside the box. Very well to get control, but the shot well up. Ferguson. Now Stensas. Just delayed it a little bit too long, and that was poor play. I have to say, Laudrup had made a very good run. Certainly not sharp enough, but the referee's whistle is he's brought the first half to an end. That only goal of the game, scored by a man who, as I said, we've only had little tantalizing glimpses of his true class, and we saw it there in 10 marvelous seconds from him, putting Rangers deservedly, I think, marginally in front at this stage by 1 goal to 0. 45 minutes of the league season left, and Rangers would not be human if they weren't influenced. Even that man there, Stuart McCall, who's come on as a substitute for the injured Bjorklund, wouldn't be human if they were not affected by what's been happening at Celtic Park, with Celtic in the lead at the moment as this game goes on. And there's Gordon Jury brought down there. So Stuart McCall comes on. Stuart McCall can play virtually any position for Rangers. There's the free kick. German again, a wild one this time. His run-up didn't seem to be well enough judged. Actually touched on by Olofsson. Now, Olofsson rather disappeared in the last 25 minutes. In that first half, he simply wasn't getting the right kind of service. I did mention his menace down the left-hand side, and then suddenly the service dried up. There's Laudrup running away. He's onside. Well, for some reason, he held back there. He looked very quickly across to the linesman and then suddenly checked. No doubt about that. He held back. That could have been the killing. McSwegan was running through the middle there for that. Well, Stensas came from very deep there. Parini and Richard Goff does get the final touch. The call. Amoroso. That bounce almost deceiving David Sinclair. Here's Stensas. Now the final ball's got to be something. It is too good to so. Laudrup after this with Malpass. Laudrup getting the better of that joust, and there's Jury coming in after that. Stensas. Knocked out of play. I think it may have struck Stensas' hand, but rather accidentally. Here's Ferguson. Quickly judged. McCall driving into the box. Great run by McCall. He has Jury inside, and he's appealing for a handling, and it is a penalty kick. All coming from the surge inspiration and the determination of one of Rangers' most loyal servants here. The referee saying the hand went up deliberately, and although they're protesting, there's Hugh Dallas very close to the action, pointed immediately to the spot. And the responsibility now lies at the feet of George Albert. Boris Malpass is not going to give him a helping hand. And you know, I praised this man at the start of the game for his professionalism, and here he is, being very childish about that. Well, it does show you that one of the veterans and more mature players can sometimes fall from grace. Penalty kick. There it is. Rangers are 2 up. Done with Consumidis. Laudrup. Ferguson. United making it very tight. They've retreated almost everybody behind the ball. There's a deflection. I think that may have been going way past the goalkeeper's left had it not made this deflection there. Olofsson, nobody behind them though. And United have become very predictable. That's a better play. Olofsson now. Driving it in, and Yemi missing it again, and he gets the touch. He couldn't clutch it cleanly. The ball once again eluding his grasp. He was technically in the right place. Now Gattuso. Laudrup gets it and is yards offside. Well, let's have a look at Niemi again, because 3 times in a game, balls hit directly like that. haven't been cleanly held. Really, that's the kind of direct save he has to make. Dave Bowman, Amoruso, slow going for that, and McSwagan, his patience tested. And the referee now, McSwagan and McLaren are the kind of players who don't take much nonsense, and it seemed to me that it was a very cumbersome tackle, but he doesn't retaliate. Olofsson, there's a good header, it's a goal! Ball put in by Zetterlund. The Rangers defence standing static, and it was almost like a man saying hello. He just met the ball and glanced it to the side. Look how easy it seems from here. Just knocking it away, and a gentle curve into the net, and they pulled one back, 2-1, and that certainly now makes another match of it. 65 minutes gone, and just gnawed it away like that. Only his 6th goal of the season. There's the slag ball, Adam McCoist getting his first touch. Carini. Looked like a push from the back, and the referee saw that. Free kick. And once again, Amoruso is coming up here. We haven't seen him take the free kick yet, but believe you me, he can blitz them in. I've seen him do that for Fiorentina. In fact, I think he's got just about as hard a shot as the German, except that it hasn't been displayed quite obviously as often. Here he goes. And it's travelling, went up the head of Jury, and up goes Dijkstra. And I think we got a little glimpse of what I was talking about there. That was really powerful. Very slight play there by the substitute David Sinclair. There's a free kick. Ferguson in hard. Definitely free kick for that. Want to test out this Rangers defence, and here again Richard Gough coming across there. Got a ball to Adam McCoist by Stensas. Alberts. Stensas just poking that through Jury. Having to push the ball back to keep possession though. Well, Richard Gough had come up. There he is, just beside Alberts. He's worked very hard in the second half. He really has been influential, and I think that is a retaliation I was talking about. But certainly he's off. Alberts has been sent off by Hugh Dallas, and he goes off without complaint. He just gathers himself and strolls off. Although he's looking daggers at his opponents, it's here, I think. And there was the touch of the player. And Hugh Dallas has brought the game to an end. It's all over, and so is the championship race. There's the man who's engineered so many victories, so many titles for Rangers, and now right down to the wire, he's had to face up to the tremendous emotional drag on him. He's always remained a gentleman. I've thought of that. Yeah, well, like any manager, he can sometimes get just a little bit annoyed, but he's always been under pressure, very dignified figure. And Richard Gough, the captain of the side, two of the linchpins of Rangers' success now acknowledging the reality of the triumph at Celtic. And here they go to face now perhaps one of the most important games next week, or else they end up the season with nothing if they cannot win against, I'm quite sure, a determined Hearts side. So the final score, Dundee United 1, Rangers 2.
Well, first of all, I must congratulate Celtic Football Club on winning the title. We were always chasing it a little bit. We did all we could today and got the right result, but I feared that wouldn't be enough, and so it proved.
What's the feeling like, though, because it's the end of an era?
Yeah, it's been a magnificent era. People mustn't forget that. We failed to get 10 in a row, but I'm very proud of this club and of the players that have been involved in the championships in the past. It's been a great achievement getting a 9 in a row. Unfortunately, we couldn't go on and get the 10th, but it's still been a marvellous achievement by this club, and I'm very proud of everyone involved with it.
How do you feel now that the whole thing has gone flat in the end?
Well, for us, you know, it was always a situation where it was a little bit flat, because professionally, you know that Celtic had an opportunity to win the championship in their own ground, and I would have been a major upset if that hadn't happened. So professionally, you would know, and in the background, you always feel that you know, that was going to be the case, and it turned out that way. So, you know, for us, the disappointment's not just in recent days. The disappointment's, you know, dropping unnecessary points, having inconsistent form over a period of the season.